And welcome back, everybody. We are back for Game 2. Colts dropped Game 1, 14-8. They will need to get things regrouped and get back at it. The air bug bit them pretty bad. Swung it pretty well, but had trouble getting out of the inning at times. Here's how Newton will go for game number 2. Owen Myers will lead it off and then do the pitching. Ian Baker will hit second. He will play first base. Hitting third will be the third baseman, Justin Zerger. The cleanup man will be Colby Gomez. He will be at shortstop. Dylan Klassen will be at second base and hit fifth. Hitting sixth, Carson Wharton. He'll be the designated hitter. Hitting seventh, the catcher, Ryan Rogerio. Isaac Klug will hit eighth and play center field. Rounding out the order is the left-hander Mike Sear. Again, that's Myers, Baker, Zerger, Gomez, Klassen, Wharton, Rogerio, Klug, and Sear. We'll get to the Campus Colt defense in just a moment. First one from Warkins in there for a called strike. Left to right in the outfield, Johnson, Buller, and Spangler. Schroeder over at third base, Wiseman at shortstop, Stadler at second base, and Vogelmore over at first base. Bouncing ball right side, and that is Stadler. And he will get a bad hop, play it off his chest. And Myers is aboard. That will go as an error. Clements doing the catching, and on the mound, right-hander freshman Hagen Workins, making his sixth appearance on the mound and his fifth start. 22 2/3 innings of work for Workins. He is 0-1. He's given up 24 hits, 13 runs, 9 of which were earned. He has struck out 26 and walked 11 with a 2.77 ERA. Here is Ian Baker. He will step in. Bouncing ball caught by the third baseman, Schroeder. Up with it, over to first in the dirt. That gets away from Vogelmore. And back-to-back errors. And Newton has runners at the corners. That will go as a throwing error. Schroeder, good job. Going up as high as he could to get that ball. Came down, just unable to make the throw. Here is Justin Zerger. 1 for 4 in game 1. He's a third baseman, first and third. Popped up right side. Vogelmore over to have a look near the track and makes the play. Good play by Jacob Vogelmore and one away.
Now batting number 3, Colby Gomez.
One out in the inning. Here's Colby Gomez. Shortstop had a nice game 1. He was 3 for 5. He will step in from the right side, get his first look at Hagen Workins. And the first pitch in the dirt, smothered by Clements. Workins' last outing was May the 2nd. 2 1/3 innings of work. He gave up 5 hits and 3 runs, 1 of which were earned, and struck out 3. And misses away. 2 balls, no strikes. Colts 8-9 on the season. Railers improved to 9-6 with the win on game 1. Swung on and missed, 2-1. Challenged him up around the letters. Beautiful night at the ballpark. Good crowd. Workins with a couple of looks and just missed low and away. Temperature 75 degrees. Very light breeze. What breeze we do have is out of the south at 10 miles an hour. That is blowing out to left field, and that hit him. So with 1 out, the bases are loaded. First pitch weather brought to you by hookbats.com and 060 Technology Solutions. So Warkin's in a mess here in the top of the first with just one out, bases loaded. He'll go out of the windup. Here's Dylan Clausen. And just missed inside, ball one. Max Hudson calling balls and strike. David Noah is your field umpire. That's right down the middle, 1-1. Clausen, the second baseman, he was 1 for 5 in game one. 1-1. Off-speed pitch through the right side for a base hit. 1 run will score. And the throw is to third base, and 2 runs will score. So the errors will come back to bite the Colts, and Newton leads it 2-0. Pretty good piece of hitting by Clausen. Just went with it, poked it through the right side. Credit him with 2 RBIs. Over to third base is Colby Gomez. This will bring up Carson Wharton. He's the designated hitter. Didn't see any action in game one. Wharton, a junior, listed as a catcher designated hitter. 1-1 in the dirt. And the runner, good secondary lead. He will be down to second on the wild pitch. So a couple of errors and a wild pitch. Colts trail it 2-0 in the top of the first. Second and third. Here's the 1-0. Just a bit up. Wharton was in the bucket on that pitch. 2-0. Popped up right side. Stadler going out, and it'll drop between he and Spangler. Throw to the plate is not in time. And Newton scores and lead at 3-0. So an RBI for Wharton. He is down to second base on the missed cutoff man. And Colton Flax will be out of the dugout to talk about it. So let's go do a little this day in baseball history. Let's go back to 1975. This is an interesting story. On this date, Oakland releases pinch runner Herb Washington. Washington played 105 major league games without batting, pitching, or fielding. He stole 31 bases and scored 33 runs. So on this date, Oakland released Herb Washington. 105 games, no plate appearances. This day in baseball history brought to you by hookbats.com. Good wood for good hitters since 2005. Conference over, second and third, 1 out. And here is the catcher, Rogero. He takes the first one upstairs. He was 2 for 4 in game one. And the pitch from Warkins fouled away. Took a little off, and it's 1-1. Top of the first, game two. Little number, that is going to be trouble and will drop behind first base. And 1 run will score. So they're not exactly lighting up Warkins, but hitting them where they ain't. Another run will score, and it is 4-0 in favor of the Newton Railers. Runners at the corner for the Railers. Here is Isaac Klug. Center fielder in this game. He was 1 for 4 in game one. First one misses away. Ball 1. Working's a little uncharacteristically wild here in the first. And swung on and missed. Ball and a strike. And one out. Runner goes. And fisted foul. Rosario had a great jump. Colts pitchers are going to have to get those runners stopped before they go home. 1-2. And swung on and missed. That'll get him. And 2 outs now in the inning. Clegg will take a seat. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Mike Sear. Sear 1 for 4 in game 1. Playing left field. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Workins trying to get out of it. 9th man to bat here in the top of the first. Workins with a couple of looks, and the pitch swung on and missed. That was, bottom fell out of that one. Nice spot, painted the outside corner with it, 0-1. Workins trying to get out of it without any further damage. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got him up around the letters. Sear a little bit tardy on that one. 0-2. And the 0-2. That is into right field. Spangler going back near the track, won't get it. 2 runs are going to score. And in with a correction, just 1 run scored. So Wharton's the only one scored. Over to third base is Rogero. So an RBI for Sear. And the Railers are going to bat around. Top of the order, here's Owen Myers. Reached on an error and scored about 25 minutes ago. Second and third now. And that's upstairs, misses high and away. Four runs across for Newton. Actually 5 runs. Newton leads at 5-0. Took a little off, missed upstairs. Workins has not gotten into a strike mentality just yet. You got to get that umpire. You got to be around the plate to get those calls. And that one was close. 2-0. About the same spot in there for a strike. 2-1. If you're around the plate and busting the zone, you get those borderline pitches more often than not. 2-1, popped up left side, out of play. We are graced by Ron Allen, athletic director at Campus High School. A rare sighting. 2-2. That is to the shortstop. That's Wiseman. He's up with it, throws across, that'll get him. And that'll do it for Newton. In the top of the first, they get 5. And we go to the bottom. Here come the Colts, 5-0 Newton. We'll be back. And welcome back. We go to the bottom of the first. Colts with some work to do. They trail it 5-0 to Newton in game 2. Here's how the Colts will go. Harley Buller will lead it off and play center field, followed by Hagan Warkins. He is batting second and doing the pitching. Hitting third at first base, Jacob Vogelmore. Cleanup man tonight is Grady Clements. He will do the catching. Eric Spangler will be in right field and hit fifth. Hitting sixth, Camden Schroeder. He will be over at third base. Brody Johnson will hit seventh and play left field. Camden Staylor will be over at second base and hit eighth, and rounding out the order is the designated hitter Lucas White. Again, that's Buller, Warkins, Vogelmore, Clements, Spangler, Schroeder, Johnson, Statler, and White. Get to the Newton defense in just a minute. Here is Harley Buller. Pretty much everyday steady center fielder. Takes the first one in there for a call strike. Buller 1 for 3 in game 1. Started the day hitting .357. And that's upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Left to right in the outfield, Sear, Klug, and Wise. Zerger over at third base. Gomez at shortstop. Bouncing ball, that'll get through the middle for a base hit. Good start for the Colts. Buller is aboard. Klassen over at second base. Baker at first. Rogerio will do the catching, and on the mound, a tall, lanky left-hander. That will be Myers. That is Owen Myers on the mound. Here's Hagan Warkins doing the pitching tonight. And he will turn around and hit from the right side with the left-hander. Pretty good game 1. Had 3 hits in game 1. Started the day hitting .364. This inning brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services. See Gordon Ritholler for all of your insurance needs. 1-0 to Warkins. He's been a little bit everywhere. Been first base, shortstop, pitching. That is into right field, and that'll drop just inside the line. Buller will have to stop at second base. He wasn't sure that was going to be caught. So Warkins is aboard. Back-to-back base hits to start it up. And Mr. Allen has found a headset. So welcome to the broadcast, Ron. So here is Jacob Vogelmore. First and second, still nobody out. Bottom of the first. That is foul straight back. He was on time. Joined by Mr. Allen. Transplant from what, the Tampa Bay area?
Yes, sir.
All right. How you liking this weather?
Reminds me of Florida.
I bet it does. Tide's out most of the time here.
Yeah, way out.
1 ball and 1 strike to Jacob Vogelmore. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. That is deep to center field. Klug going back. He will have it gauged. Makes the play, and Buller will tag and move over to third. You ever seen a bigger ballpark, Mr. Allen, than this one?
This is very big for a high school field. And it's I forget what Coach Flack said it was down the line.
Well, it's about 415 to center.
Yeah, that's deeper than almost as deep as a trop is to center for the Rays.
I would say that's probably a driver 7-iron for most of us to center.
It might be 2 drivers for me.
Here is Grady Clements, the catcher. He's pretty much been quite stable back behind the plate. Three hits in game 1, so he is on fire. Started the day hitting .327, and that's bound to go up. First and third, and takes one at the knees, strike 1. Buller led it off with a single, followed by a Duck snort to right field by Workins. And Vogelmore flew out to center field. You're up to date. Workins runs very well. I expect him to try to steal a bag here. 5-0 in favor of Newton. That is bounced to the left side. Shortstop up with it. Second for one. Back to first in the dirt. And Clements will move to second base on the wild throw. Buller will score on the play. And it's a 5-1 ball game.
Courtesy runner Drake McPherson. Now batting for the Colts.
2 outs in the inning.
Spangler.
Oh, maybe they can string together something here with 2 outs. They did it in the first game.
They certainly did. They had a lot of success. Mr. Allen in the first one with 2 outs. So, good point there. 2 outs, runner at second base. Here's Spangler, right fielder tonight. Everybody on the right side looking into that setting sun. It's going to be an issue for a while. Spangler 1 for 3 in game 1 with a sacrifice. 1-0. Left on left matchup. They play him straight away. And swung on and missed. He was looking for a fastball on that one and got it. 1-2. And the pitch. Bouncing ball right side. Looks like Klassen will have it. Over to first in time, and that'll do it. Colts will strand one and get one. We've played one. And Newton leads it 5-1. We'll be right back. And welcome back. We go to the second. Colts get one. They trail at 5-1. 2, 3, and 4 for the Railers. Baker, Zerger, and Gomez are joined by Ron Allen, athletic director at Campus High School. We had some excitement this week over at the softball game. Had a couple of young ladies throw back-to-back. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. First pitch swinging by Baker into center field. Buller is there to handle it for out number 1.
And back-to-back no-nos on Thursday night.
So it was London Ysidro and Ava Baker.
Yep.
Through back-to-back no-hitters for campus softball. That is pretty rare.
Yes, it is. And I think Coach Stanley said it had never been done to his knowledge. So
How about that? That's exciting for our kids. Here is Zerger, and he takes a strike at the knees. Strike 1.
If I'm not mistaken, I think in the first game, if it wasn't for a hit batsman, it would have been a perfect game.
Perfect game?
Yeah.
So one hitter away from being perfect. Wow. That is ripped foul down the left side. Zerger turned on that one like he knew it was coming.
Yeah, and they took a doubleheader win tonight from Newton, so they're on a 5-game win streak. So good thing going.
Very good.
Yep. So hopefully that'll improve their seeding for the regional.
So ladies softball swept Newton tonight.
The other thing that I found out I got a text from Coach Finkel, our tennis coach, and she said that Jacob Bush won the regional title
How
today.
about that? So lots of success this week athletically.
Yep.
Jacob Bush.
He's been runner-up twice in his career. Of course, the COVID year was in there, and they didn't participate. So he won it this year, 6-3, 6-2 in the finals. So
wow,
awesome! He only gave up a total of 7 games in the whole
amazing.
whole day in 3 matches.
That's good stuff.
Yep.
So Zerger will watch it. 2 outs in the inning. Here's Gomez in there for a strike. So where will state tennis be?
Here in Wichita.
Here in Wichita. Fantastic.
Yep.
We should all go.
I'm going to get up there whenever I find out when and where.
0-1.
I'm still trying to learn where everything's at. So
Yep.
I know for softball and baseball, I'll probably be seeing the better part of Kansas.
Yep. It's good for you. It's part of your training.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll call it continuing education.
That's it.
0-2 to Gomez. And just foul.
Over at the track meet tonight, Brianna Tillman's broke 2 of her school records today, one in the 400 and one in the 800.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty good day. Pretty good
That
day.
400 and 800 takes a special person.
Yep.
Takes a gifted athlete. 1-2. And
just a little high.
Just a bit high. Must have been throwing that one at the bull, and Workins acting like he might have hurt himself on that one. So they're going to go out and take a look at him.
It's like it slipped.
Not sure it slipped. It takes quite a bit to ruffle his feathers. So Coach Flack's going to take a medical visit. So some success in tennis, track, and girls softball. Quite a week at Campus High School. We can salvage a split here, or we can have an even better one. So Dennis Monk, Campus High School trainer, out to have a look at him. So they are huddled around.
Can't really tell whether they're looking at elbow or forearm. Oh, upper arm.
Finally get some decent weather to play ball. And hate to see anybody get injured.
Yes, sir. And yesterday I was sweating. I had an app going on my phone, 2 on my computer, watching the weather for Thursday and Friday.
Athletic director, you're part meteorologist too, aren't
Yes,
you?
sir.
All
I've
right.
become an amateur meteorologist.
Looks like Hagan is going to throw a few pitches. Doesn't appear to be too worse for the wear from what we're seeing from up here. About the same velocity. So would that be right above the elbow there that he was pointing at? May have just been a cramp. May have, who knows? I can pull something putting the socks on, so.
I know that. Well, they had a little break the last week. I think it was last week. I don't think they played. And so maybe some of that too.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gomez. Looks like Workins will stay in there. 2 outs in the inning. And that's fall straight back. Count remains 2-2. Baker led it off, flying out to center. Zerger, strikeout victim. And now Gomez. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got him up around the letters, unable to lay off of it. And despite having a little bit of pain, Workins faces the minimum here in the top of the second. We go to the bottom. Newton leads at 5-1. We'll be back.
Number 1, Camden Schroeder.
And welcome back, home half of the second. Newton goes in order in the top of the second. It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Schroeder, Johnson, and Statler. Joined by Ron Allen, athletic director at campus. Big week in campus athletics with tennis, track, girls softball. Winding up the week with a doubleheader here with Newton in baseball. Colts dropped game 1, 14-8. High hopper, and that'll be Klassen. He'll get it over to first in time, and there's one away.
Now batting for the Colts, number 11.
Next week we've got girls soccer senior night on Monday, and then Tuesday night we got baseball senior night. That'll be a single versus Mays. It's kind of nice to have a couple of those split.
You betcha. So lots of sports still left to watch this year. And here is Brody Johnson, the left fielder.
And then I think we finish the season baseball finishes the season at West.
That is correct.
So still got a few more games to see.
Johnson 1 for 4, high hopper. That'll almost gets over the head of the pitcher Myers. Good play. He was the only one that had a chance at that. He was able to throw him out. And 2 away.
Colts, number 6, Camden Statler.
So the second baseman, Camden Statler, will step in. One for 2 with a couple of walks. He fouls the first pitch off he sees. Strike 1. Two outs, bottom of the second, and it's a 5-1 ball game in favor of Newton. Catches the outside corner. Pretty good pitch from Myers. 0-2. Don't forget our sponsor, Golden Plains Credit Union. 0-2. Popped up right side. Baker over to have a look. That'll be out of play. A lot of room and foul ground. Kind of reminds me of the old Oakland Coliseum with that much room.
Yeah, they have way too much. That's those dual-purpose stadiums built back in the 60s and 70s.
Yep. And an off-speed pitch in there for a call strike. Statler will take a seat. And the Colts go in order. We've played 2, 5-1 Newton. We'll be back. And welcome back.
Number 15, Dylan Klassen.
Top of the third. Newton leads at 5-1. 5, 6, and 7. Klassen, Wharton, and Rogerio. And the first pitch in there for a call strike. Klassen 1 for 5 in game 1, and he's 1 for 1 here tonight. Singled and drove in a couple in the first and scored. That's upstairs, 1-1. Joined by Ron Allen, athletic director at campus. That is a little flare. Will get over the head of Statler and drop in there for a base hit. Little inside-out action from Dylan Klassen, and he's 2 for 2.
They've hit a lot of those tonight. First game they hit a lot, had some shots in the gaps, but this game it's been really nothing super hard hit.
No, they really haven't squared up Hagen much at all. Here's Carson Wharton, designated hitter. He's 1 for 1. And popped up. Foul. Good hustle by Clements, getting out of the box in a hurry. Almost got a glove on it. Mr. Allen, you might put a work order in for some winders on either side of this thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Get a little bit.
We
better.
just guess.
Yeah.
What we do, yeah. Got my
Cross-
crack spotters up there. They're all over it. No balls and a strike. And a fastball catches the outside corner. And it's 0-2.
I talked to Coach Flax before the season started, and he was telling me about how bad it is when the wind's blowing out.
Oh my, yes. Oh 2. High and away. Pretty good 0-2 pitch from Warkins there. But Wharton was able to hold off. Wharton did not play in game 1. Singled and drove in a run and scored himself in the first. Throw over to first. Warkins needs to be careful. Vogelmore looking directly into that setting sun. We don't want to give Newton any easy ones. Runner goes.
The pitch.
That is into left field. Johnson will haul it in. Klassen was on the move. He will retreat, and 1 out.
Now batting, number 7, Ryan.
Probably with the old aluminum bats they had before they instituted the BB Core rule, as far as the rebound rate on the bats, this probably.
I got a
wasn't
lot of
it.
cheap ones with them.
Yeah, that's. But with these newer bats and the way they've taken the distance out of them, it would take a heck of a poke to get it out there.
It sure would. And the first pitch to the catcher, Rogerio, is low and away. He's had a great night, 2 for 4 in game 1. And he's 1 for 1 here in game 2. And the 1-0. Just a bit high. Not by much. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. We're in the top of the third. Newton got 5 in the first. They sent 10 men to the plate. Nice pitch from Warkins, paints the outside corner, 2-1. Hayesville Chamber of Commerce, our sponsor tonight.
His arm doesn't seem to be bothering him.
Doesn't seem to be, no. Not much bothers that guy. Runner goes. Pitch is lifted to center field. Bowler back and to his left. He will have it. And there's 2 away. Bowler covers a lot of ground out there. Not much drops out there with him. 2 outs in the inning. Here is Isaac Klug. 1 for 4 in game 1. A strikeout victim here in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Runner goes. Good jump. And goodness gracious, Klassen will steal that one without a throw. One 0. Took a little off, up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. They play Klug straight away, deep in left field and center. And the pitch, that is fisted. Coming hard and going out is Wiseman. He'll get it. And that'll do it for Newton. They're going to strand 1. And we play 2.5, 5-1 in favor of Newton. We'll be back.
first for the Colts, number 21.
And we're back.
White.
We go to the home half of the third. Colts with some work to do. They trail it 5-1. 9-1-2 scheduled for the Colts. It'll be White, Buller, and Warkins. Ron Allen, athletic director, is with us. Here is Lucas White. His first look at Myers. And the first pitch low and away.
I really think we need to talk to the clubhouse guys about getting a better food selection up here.
You think?
in the
Yeah, we'll
press
talk.
box.
We'll talk to that guy. Yeah.
We're kind of sliding on that.
Yep. And the 1-0 swung on and missed.
The snacks are not probably what they need to be. We'll have to deal with that.
Yep, too many raisins up here, and
Yeah.
you just never know how that's going to turn out. 1-1 shows bunt and takes one in the dirt. Tonight's game brought to you by Hayesville Family Eye Care. Go see Dr. Cody Haas. He is a campus grad. He'll take care of you. 2-1. White, the designated hitter tonight. Off-speed pitch floats inside. White 1 for 4 in game 1. Coming in hitting 400 at the start of the day. 3-1, swung on and missed, and it's full. 3-2. And a pitch. That is just out of reach of Gomez into center field. And Lucas White is aboard with a base hit here in the third.
Well, seeing eye deal right there.
Just out of reach. Gomez gave it a good effort. Laid out.
For the Colts, number 20, Harley Buller.
Top of the order now for the Colts. Here is Harley Buller. He is 1 for 1. Singled and scored in the first.
Shifted way left on him. Center fielder playing almost.
Yeah,
left
a lot of
side.
room there. Ron and right center. And that is outside, ball 1. So I wonder if they have any data on the loss of the shift in Major League Baseball.
I don't know. I've watched a few games and
They really haven't mentioned much.
no. More so about the pitch clock.
1 ball, 1 strike to Buller. I'm kind of a fan of that pitch clock. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it speeds the game up because there's way too much time taken in by the batters in the box.
swung on and missed, snap throw, not in time. You know, a lot of folks don't tune in to watch somebody get dressed and undressed in between pitches.
Right. Well, I remember back when I was a kid watching Manning for the Indians. They called him the human rain delay.
Yep. 1-2. Bouncing ball left side. Second for 1. Back to first,
Nope.
not in time. Buller runs too well. So White is erased. 1 out.
Now batting for the Colts, number 20, Hayden
I think the pitch
Warkins.
clock will be an issue in the postseason as it gets closer to the end of the season. See how these guys can stand up to it.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot faster pace. You don't have the guys like were pitching back in the day that would throw 100 plus pitches every night or throw a complete game. Those are few and far between.
I think the Royals played a game in an hour and 50 the other night.
That's not a bad thing. Oh, Greg Maddox used to do that with Atlanta,
Yeah.
in their heyday.
And throw 80 pitches.
Yeah. And win.
Ball and a strike to Warkins. He's 1 for 1 in game 2. That's fouled away. Ball and 2 strikes. Maddox could tell you what was coming, he'd still fool you.
Mm-hmm.
Ball and 2 strikes, and 1 out. Off-speed pitch misses away.
In the MLB game too, you got so many specializations now. Guys go 5 innings, maybe 6, and then you got the the 1 inning guy for the 7th, the 1 inning guy for the 8th, and the 1 inning guy for the 9th. And so,
And the
ooh,
runner
and
goes.
he's gonna be on third
Throw
if
to
he did.
first is Wild. That'll go
They
to
still
the
don't
fence.
have it. He might come in.
And they will send the runner.
Scores.
And Buller scores to from first base on a botched pickoff. He was going on first movement. Myers threw it wildly to first base, and he comes around to score on the error.
I'm glad he heard Coach yelling not to slide, because if he would have slid, he would have only gotten to third.
Yep. That's good thinking.
He was ready to go into second head first and pulled up at the last minute and kept going.
Ball and 2 strikes to Workins. Bouncing ball left side and foul. Still 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. 5-2 ball game in favor of Newton. That misses away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Off speed pitch, bounce foul. That was a nice slider from Myers. Workins able to foul it off. 2-2.
Been impressed with both groups of pitchers from both teams. They've been in this, around the plate in the strike zone.
Yeah, they have really pounded the zone. 2-2. And misses low and away. Hagan struggled a little bit in the first, but he righted the ship pretty quickly. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And that's bounced to the left side. Zerger gets it on the short hop. Over to first in time, 2 away.
Now batting for the Colts, number 10.
Especially with the
Vogelmoor.
pitch count limits and things like that, you have to be pounding the zone. If you're not,
You're gonna be out.
Yeah, you're going to be out, and you're going to have to go through arms, way too many arms in a week.
Jacob Vogelmoor now, he is hitless. Game 2. Flew out to center in the first and takes one low, ball 1. One for 4 with a hit by pitch in game 1. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs, bottom of the third. That is into center field. Klug initially back, but will come in a few steps and make the play, and that'll do it. Colts get 1. We played 3. 5-2 Newton. We'll be back.
Jacob Vogelmoor. 2. Mike Sear. Okay. Oh, it is pizza? Batting first, number 2.
And welcome back. Top of the fourth, defensive changes for the Colts. Jacob Vogelmore now on the mound. Keaton Alexander will go over and play first base. 9-1-2 for the Railers. They lead it 5-1. 5-2. It'll be Shearer, Myers, and Baker here in the fourth. That is lifted down the right field line, foul territory, and Alexander
Almost.
giving chase. Good effort. Almost came up with it. Shearer with a double in the first. He's 1 for 1. Also drove in a run. Vogelmore making his 7th appearance. 14 and a third innings of work so far. He's had 2 starts. He's 0-1 on the season. He's given up 30 hits, 13 runs, 12 of which were earned. 10 strikeouts and 3 walks. 5.86 ERA. Took a little off, and Shearer swings through it and 1 away. Orkins went 3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, and struck out 3. Top of the order here is the pitcher, Owen Myers. 4 for 5 in game 1, and over the glove of Wiseman. So a good piece of hitting there by Owen Myers. Just filleted it into left field, and he's aboard.
Inside out swing, took it to left.
Absolutely. Hit it right where it was pitched. It'll be Ian Baker now, first baseman. Had a nice game 1, 2 for 5. Reached on an error in the first and flew out in the second, so looking for that first base hit of game 2. Off-speed pitch in there for a called strike from Vogelmore. Top of the fourth. 1 out. Runner goes. And he'll be in there, not a chance. Another one of those cases, Ron, of those pitchers not getting those base runners stopped over there. Almost had a running lead there.
Yeah, he took off as he was, even before he started to the plate.
1-1. Shearer let it off and struck out, followed by a base hit by Myers. 1-2 now to Baker.
That is one of the nice things about high school baseball and softball is they use the courtesy runners for the pitchers and the catchers, and you can get, if you've got a kid on the bench that has got speed but maybe doesn't have a bat or glove that can get him, major playing time, you can utilize them.
Bouncing ball, left side. Schroeder will have it, looks the runner back, makes the throw.
Oh.
And they say that Alexander stayed with it and applied the tag. And it looks like they're going to talk about it.
He's saying plate umpire
Yeah,
said
looks
no.
like they're going to reverse that call. And thought the home plate umpire initially said he applied the tag. But from up here, it looked like quite a bit of daylight between the glove and the runner. So that will be an error. Baker is aboard. First and second. A little slow roller. Schroeder will cut it off and makes a nice running throw to first base to get him. Zerger runs well and 2 away.
Schroeder's so quick to the ball. The angle he had there going to the bag, bang, bang play.
And he had to get it on the short hop. He didn't have time to wait. Here is Colby Gomez. 0 for 1 was a hit by pitch in that big first inning and scored. Strikeout victim in the second. Second and third. Two outs in the inning. Gomez takes one low, ball one. 3 for 5 in game number 1. Hayesville Rec, our sponsor for this inning. Took a little off, caught the outside corner. Count even 1-1. And some tailgate action going on out there in right field.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Nice night for it.
Oh, yeah.
That's fouled away right side.
Might have to try that on Tuesday night.
Might have to. Wait a minute, I got to be up here.
I
call it from back there, too.
Yeah. I'll probably end up being somewhere down in the bleacher area.
1-2. That is going to be through the left side for a base hit. 1 run will score. And they will hold the runner. And the throw misses the cutoff man. And the runner goes to second. And we've got a couple of runners hung up here. So, Ron, this is going to be interesting. So they're just going to run him back and call it good. So Myers will score on the play. It is 6-2.
Yeah, I'm thinking the runner at third didn't listen.
So Gomez with the RBI. First base hit of game 2 for him. Second and third. He goes down to second base on the missed cutoff man. 2 outs in the inning. Here is Dylan Klassen. And takes ball 1.
And we got to stop this right now.
Need to get out of it before it gets out of hand. That's for sure. Off speed pitch, pretty pitch right in there. 1-1. Two outs, Vogelmore trying to get out of it. Bouncing ball through the whole left side. 1 run will score. And they will hold the runner, and the throw is cut off. So Baker will score on the play, and it's a 7-2 ball game.
Be interesting if they try to steal on one of the first couple pitches here. Or if they might try to walk him off to try to get that run from third.
So here's Wharton. 1 for 2, did not play in game 1. Singled, drove in a run, and scored himself in the first. They're going to play him straight away. We'll see if there's any running in there at the knees. Strike 1. Eight hits on the evening so far for the Railers. Off-speed pitch, double pump, and they have the runner in a rundown. The run will score. And the rundown continues. And applying the tag is Wiseman. And that'll do it, but the run scores. So Gomez will score. 3 runs across for Newton here in the frame, and they now lead at 8-2. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back. And welcome back. Home half of the fourth we go. Colts with some work. They trail at 8-2. 4, 5, and 6 for the Colts. Clements, Spangler, and Schroeder. Appreciate Mr. Allen, athletic director, joining us for a couple of innings and a nice conversation. Clements hitless in game 2, reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Brought to you by Hayesville Saddle Club. Little change of pace from Myers. Myers has given up a run in the first and the third. Colts went in order in the second. So he settled in nicely out there. 0-1, fisted foul. Quickly 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Popped up right side. That'll get out of play. Count remains 0-2. Senior night coming up next Tuesday. Single game. No balls, 2 strikes. We got a food conversation going on up here if you haven't heard yet. Pretty much know what everybody's favorite food is. They act like they've never been out of the house before. But you take what you can get in terms of help these days. 0-2. And a fastball, he'll watch it. Pretty good shot from Myers, painted the outside corner, and Clements, a rare strikeout for him. He will take a seat. And 1 out. Second strikeout of the ball game for Myers. Here's the right fielder, Eric Spangler. Bounced out to the right side first time up. He's 0 for 1. And Spangler takes a strike. Spangler 1 for 3 in game 1 with a sacrifice. And the off-speed pitch low and away. One and 1. And that's popped up left side. Zerger and Gomez giving chase along with Sear. And nobody can get there. Good week for campus athletics. Softball, back-to-back no-hitters thrown in one night. Regional tennis, and some records broken in track and field. Why in the world would you send your kid to any other school? Lots of success here at campus in USD 261. And the 0-1 is just a bit outside in the dirt. And he'll catch him looking. Pretty good pitch there from Myers. Gets the first 2 guys in the order looking. 2 outs in the inning. Here is Camden Schroeder. Bounced out to the right side in the second. He's 0 for 1. 300 at the start of the day. He was 2 for 4 in game 1. Bouncing ball smothered by Zerger. He will gather himself and make the throw, and that'll do it. Colts go in order in the fourth. We played 4. 8-2 in favor of Newton. We'll be back. And welcome back. We go to the fifth. 8-2 in favor of the Newton Railers. 6, 7, and 8. It'll be Wharton, Ruggiero, and Klug. First pitch is into center field. And Buller comes in, gets it on the run for out number 1. That is one of the hardest plays in baseball. The line drive hit right at you. Buller made it look very easy. Here's the catcher, Ruggiero. He's 1 for 2, singled and drove in a run in the first. And fouls the first one off to the right side, strike 1. Sponsor this inning, Pritchard Animal Hospital. Off-speed pitch in the dirt. Vogelmore out for inning number 2. Gave up 3 runs in the 4th after coming in. Warkins went 3 innings. Into right field, Spangler going back, and that's going to get over his head. And into second base. With a double is Ruggiero.
Now batting number 5, Isaac Klug.
Spangler, not the best routes to the baseball. Tough one, looking right into that sun. And was pretty much hit right at him. Running, it will be Blaze Bradshaw. He's listed as a pitcher shortstop. He's a junior. Here's Isaac Klug. Hitless in this game 0 for 2. Klug 1 for 4 in game 1. Little flare caught by Statler. Good jump on it. And 2 away. I'll bring up the left fielder, Mike Sear. 1 for 2, doubled and drove in a run in the first. Strikeout victim in the 4th. He was 1 for 4 in game 1. Runner at second base. 2 outs, top of the 5th. That is lifted to right field. Spangler ranging to his right. Looks like it'll be Buller will call him off and make the play, and that'll do it. Newton is turned away. They strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. 8-2 Railers. Will be back. You guys trying to guess my weight? Yeah. What it is? And we're back. We go to the home half of the 5th. Colts with some work to do. They trail it 8-2. Bottom 3rd, it'll be Johnson, Statler, and White. Myers back out for inning number 5. He has settled in nicely. Got the Colts in order in the 2nd and the 4th. Took a little off, swung through it, and quickly 0-2. Johnson hitless in game 2. Bounced out in the second. That's fouled away right side. Ball and 2 strikes. Sponsor this inning is Valley State Bank. Took a little off, and Johnson will swing through it for out number 1. Strikeout number 4 for Myers. That'll bring up the second baseman, Camden Statler. Strikeout victim in the second. He's 0 for 1. And fouls the first one back, strike 1. Statler 1 for 2 in game 1 with a couple of walks. .250 at the start of the day. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Sun beginning to set here in Hayesville. Its clouds are gone. It's cleared off. It's become very nice. And a call, third strike. Myers is painting the outside corner. 2 outs. And here's Lucas White. Very comfortable, 73 degrees here at the ballpark. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th. And the first one, a little off-speed pitch, taken for a strike. Oh, 1. And the pitch. Low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. And swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball from Myers, and quickly 0-2. Swung on and missed, and Myers has struck out the side here in the 5th. We go to the 6th. Newton leads at 8-2. And welcome back. We go to the top of the 6th. All Newton, they lead at 8-2. Vogelmore out for inning number 3. And low and away. Top of the order for Newton. 1, 2, and 3. Myers, Baker, and Zerger. Off-speed pitch misses away. 2 balls, no strikes. That is ripped foul down the right side. Not by much. Game brought to you by Shelter Insurance. See Agent Rachel Janes for all your insurance needs. That misses inside. And 3-1. Lights are coming on here at Vulcan Field. And that catches the outside corner. Nice spot from Vogelmore. That's foul back. Last appearance for Vogelmore was April the 21st. Through 1 inning. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned. That is into right field. Spangler coming hard. He won't get there. And around first into second is Owen Myers. So a leadoff base hit for Myers.
Now batting number 4, Ian Baker.
Will help himself. Looks like Austin Aarons will run for the pitcher. Here's Ian Baker, first baseman. Reached on an error in the first and scored, and reached on an error in the fourth and scored. Flew out in the second. He's 0 for 3. 2 for 5 in game 1. Shows bunt, takes a pitch high. Ball 1. One 0. Shows bunt and foul. Alexander was charging, almost had a play at that. And shows bunt and foul again. So Baker unable to do the job here. Ball and 2 strikes. Eight to 2 Newton. Big first inning for the Railers. They get 5. 5 in the first and 3 in the fourth. Into center field. Buller is right there. That ball died, but Buller able to adjust and haul it in. 1 out in the inning. Here's Justin Zerger, third baseman today. He is hitless in game 2. 1 for 4 in game 1. Pops it up. Alexander giving chase. He will get it. And 2 away. Two down. That'll bring up the shortstop, Colby Gomez.
Now batting number 3, Colby Gomez.
1 for 2. Was hit by a pitch in the first. Singled and drove in a run in the fourth. Strikeout victim in the second. First shot at Vogelmore. And off-speed pitch in there for a called strike. And the pitch lifted right side. Alexander again, just in foul ground. He'll get it. And that'll do it. Newton will strand 1. And we played 5.5. Newton 8. And Campus 2. We'll be back.
Colts, number 20, Harley Bowler.
And we go to the 6th. Colts running out of time. They trail Newton at 8-2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order. 1, 2, and 3, Buller, Warkins, and Volgamore. Myers giving up a run in the first and the third. And since then, he has just paralyzed the Colts. First one in there for a called strike. Buller 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice in the third and singled in the first. Scored 2 runs. 1-1 now. 1-1. Popped up. Ruggiero going to give chase. And out of play. This inning sponsor, True Value Hardware of Hayesville. 1-2. Took a little off, swung through it. And Buller will take a seat. And one away.
Keaton Alexander, number 29. Now batting, number 29, Keaton Alexander.
So that'll bring up Keaton Alexander. He'll get his first look. He was inserted for Warkins. And takes one at the belt, strike 1. Alexander, limited plate appearances, still looking for that first base hit of the season. And he swings through it for strike 3.
Now batting, number 10, Jacob Volgamore.
Strikeout number 8 for Myers. He got struck out the side in the 5th, threatening to do it here again in the 6th. First one to Volgamore is low and away, ball 1. 2 hits this game for the Colts. They both come in the first inning. Since then, they've been quiet. That is into center field. Klug, ranging to his right, goes to a knee and hauls it in, and that'll do it. So the Colts go in order and quietly in the 6th. We go to the 7th, 8-2 Newton. We'll be back.
First, number 15, Dylan Klassen.
And we go to the 7th. Colts trail Newton 8-2. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Railers. Klassen, Wharton, and Ruggiero. Volgamore out for inning number 4. First pitch low and away, ball 1. Klassen red hot, 3 for 3. 3 RBIs and a run scored. That is to the shortstop, Wiseman, up with it and throws a strike to first for out number 1.
Now batting, number 8, Carson Wharton.
So here's Carson Wharton. designated hitter of this game, did not play in game 1. Singled, scored, and drove in a run in the first. He's 1 for 3. And the first one off speed offering misses low and away. And the 1-0 into center field. Buller back and to his right. He will run it down. And that'll be out number 2. Harley Buller takes probably the best route to the baseball of any high school kid I have observed. Here is Ryan Rogerio, catcher. He's 2 for 3. Singled in the first, doubled in the 5th. Ball game brought to you by Brown's Tire. Little change of pace, swung through and missed. Strike 1. And the 0-1, fisted and foul down the right side, out of reach of Alexander. Quickly 0-2 to Rogerio. And the 0-2 got him. Caught the outside corner. Nice fastball from Vogelmore. And that'll do it. Railers go in order. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 8-2 Newton. We'll be back. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for the Colts. They trail at 8-2. 4, 5, and 6 for the Colts. Clements, Spangler, and Schroeder. And Clements takes ball 1. Clements reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Strikeout victim in the 4th. Fouled away right side. That'll even it up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Myers out for inning number 7. They're going to let him finish it. And I say, why not? He has been effective all night long. That's back to the box. Knocked down by Myers. He'll recover and throw him out for out number 1. That'll bring up the right fielder, Eric Spangler. 0 for 2 in game 2. Bounced out in the first. Strikeout victim in the 4th. 394 at the start of the day. And 1 for 3 with a sacrifice in game 1. Off-speed pitch swung through and missed. Strike 1. Myers has been commanding. He gave up a run in the first and another one in the 3rd. Got the Colts in order in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Striking out the side in the 5th. Spangler quickly in the hole, 0-2. Only 2 hits allowed by Myers, and they came in the first inning. That is swung on and missed. And the Colts are down to their final out. Don't forget, senior night is next Tuesday night, a single game with Mays. We will record it for you. Here's Camden Schroeder, hitless 0 for 2 in game 2. 300 at the start of the day. A couple of hits in game 1. Actually, yes, a couple of hits in game 1. That is ripped foul down the right side. That'll leave it up 1-1. Ball and a strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, 8-2. And that's in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Myers with the sign. Bouncing ball right side. That is gloved by Klassen on the run. Good play. Over to first, and that'll do it. That's your ball game. And our final score, Newton 8 and your Campus Colts 2. Good game thrown by Myers. Complete game, 2-hitter. And 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 strikeouts for Myers, and the Colts will drop to 8-10 on the season. Newton will improve to 10-6. Colts drop the doubleheader tonight. Back in action right here Tuesday for senior night. For Zach and Peyton, I'm Todd Hook. We will see you next time.